All of us want to wear sleeveless clothes in the summers. What prevents us from doing so is the bulk and fat in our arms and the probable embarrassment that we face in front of our friends and the people whom we love. Arm liposuction is a simple, cost effective method to help you with that. Hello, I am Dr. Arjun Handa, plastic surgeon and body contouring expert, and I want to talk to you about arm liposuction and how it can help you. Arm liposuction is a simple, cost-effective and single-stop method to help you get rid of that excessive bulk in your arms and get you back into the summer clothes that you always wanted to. Before we get into how it's done, how it's planned, and what the results look like, it's very important to understand who is a suitable candidate for arm liposuction. So, to deal with excess fat in the arms, there are many procedures. One of which is liposuction. Apart from that, we have standard arm lift and short scar arm lift. In a nutshell, if you have good skin quality, you are a good candidate for arm liposuction. If the skin quality is not good, then probably an arm lift in the form of a standard arm lift or a short scar arm lift should be done in you. Next, it is also important to understand what is the probable downtime associated with arm liposuction. So arm liposuction, as I said, is a simple procedure. It takes about 2 hours to do. It can be done under a local anesthetic. You don't need to stay in the hospital. You can get it done and go back home or to work immediately after. You have to wear a compression garment for about a month. And apart from that, there is no downtime. There is no bed rest. There is no limitation on activities apart from avoidance of strenuous exercise and gym for a month. But at the end of the month, you get the toned look, you get the chiseled look, and even the definition between your muscles comes out if you ask your plastic surgeon to do it for you. So, in a nutshell, arm liposuction is a simple procedure with minimal complications, minimal downtime, and gets you where you want to be in about a month's time. Next, I'm going to show you a video of how I mark my patients before taking in them for liposuction, how I do the procedure, and what the results turn out to be. Here is a 40-year-old mother of two who wants to get arm liposuction done so that she can wear her summer clothes comfortably. As you can see, there is a lot of fat in her arms, and you can see there is some loose excess skin also. So when we start marking, we have to realize that we have to remove all the fat in the proximal and distal most part of the arms. So the part which is the near the back, we have to remove all the fat, and also in the distal arm. In the middle arm over the triceps area, we do leave some fat so that we get some contour to the arm, an S-shaped curve. We want the skin near the armpit to go in completely, and we want the skin near the elbow also to fall back completely so that we get a nice S-shaped curve. And as you can see, we also want to mark the groove between the deltoid and the triceps posteriorly, and also the deltoid and the biceps anteriorly. So what this does is this gives a very athletic and toned look to the appearance when we do superficial liposuction in these two areas. From the front, we mark the groove between the deltoid and the biceps. Now, when I'm drawing it, it looks a little bit proximal, but it is actually more distal as we go posterior. So we're going to remove all the fat over there near the armpit and in the lower part of the arm and even there. So when we start liposuction, initially we start with a small stab incision which is about 3 millimeters, and after giving the incision, we start with our infiltration. Now my infiltration fluid contains 20 ml of 2% lignocaine in 1 liter of normal saline along with 1:1000 1 ml ADR. Now as we do infiltration, it is very important to be slow, to be gradual, and to ensure that the fluid is going in each and every plane so that there is enough fluid spreading into each and every fat plane. And that ensures a very safe vaser liposuction, and that minimizes the damage to the skin that can occur. So this way we are safe and we don't damage anything, and it is very important to have enough fluid in the superficial planes, in the proximal arm near the armpit and also in the distal arm near the elbow, because that is where we are going to be doing a lot of superficial liposuction. And then I put my silicone port in. After that, which I anchor it to the skin with silicone 30 suture, silk 30 suture, so that it doesn't come out. So while doing infiltration, It is very important again to be slow and gradual and not to be too fast, because what happens when we are too fast is that the fluid doesn't get dispersed in all the planes and it just gets accumulated sometimes in one area where our probes actually slow down while infiltrating. And if we are slow, we have more control over the fluid. And it is also very important to wait for 15 to 20 minutes after infiltration before we start any using our vaser. And the point where we can start using our vaser, we can easily see some blanching over the skin when that happens. Now, when I insert the silicone port near the posterior axillary fold, what I do is I usually determine on table where I am going to be making my groove between the deltoid and the triceps, so that I have an easy access. At the same time, I also want to do enough liposuction surrounding that port so that I can get that skin to go in as much as close to the teres major and latissimus dorsi posterior muscular fold. I don't want any fat to be left behind, because if that skin does not go in, it is not going to give a good result. So it is this area where all the superficial and deep fat has to be removed. Sometimes we even have to remove fat inside the axillary fold to give that nice contour to the arm and the skin to go in completely inside the arm. So next we move to using vaser probes. I use a 3-groove probe, 80% power in vaser mode. I do not use a continuous mode or 2 or 1-groove probe because the skin is very delicate in the arm and it is at great risk of injury. Also, the movement have to be gradual. We have to ensure the movement of the probe in each and every plane, and the movement has to be similar to the way we are going to do liposuction later on, so that we ensure enough emulsification of the fat in the right place. Now, near the axillary fold, I make sure that I do vaser very safely by you keeping wet towels under my vaser probe, and also the movement has to be rapid and fast near the axillary fold. We do not want the probe to be concentrated at one location in fear of getting burns, so we want it to move very rapidly. After enough emulsification, once we've lost all resistance, we can start with liposuction. I usually keep my pressure at 300 millimeter mercury, and the liposuction has to be very gradual because there is a great concentration of nerves in the proximal arm and we do not want to injure any of those nerves. They can cause neuropraxia and pain in the post-operative period. As you can see, the fat is all emulsified, it's coming out bloodlessly, and there's no blood in the fat, and the movement has to be very gradual while doing this, because what I've seen is that if we are too rough, then in the post-operative period there can be enough bruising and it can trouble the patient for a couple of weeks and also cause a lot of pain. Now, while removing the fat, we always start in the proximal arm and then we move distally. So first we do proximal, then we do the distal, and finally we contour the arm by removing some fat in the middle. The fat removed in the proximal and distal has to be complete. The superficial and deep fat is removed completely so that those areas go completely in. It is in the middle of the arm where we actually do selective removal of the fat, and mostly in the deep plane, so that we get that nice S-shaped curve to the arm. We do not want a flat arm because that gives a very skinny and a very unathletic appearance. It does not give very healthy appearance to the patient. So, and it's very important to move your liposuction cannula in the superficial plane very efficiently. You do not want to keep on passing into the deep plane. And the best way to do is to have your infiltration and vaser in the previous two steps done properly, so that when you're liposucting these areas, the fat comes out easily. As you can see, after removal of the fat, the arm skin gradually retracts very quickly, and on table itself you can see your result coming out. Now, as you can see in the proximal arm, the skin has gone completely in. Now I'm trying to kind of debulk the middle arm as well to give it a nice S-shaped curve. Now, if the skin in the proximal arm has not gone in completely, this result is not possible and the patients are usually not happy
because that's the area that bothers them the most. It is near the armpit that they want the skin to go in completely. It's not in the middle of the distal arm, it's in the proximal arm. The cannula that I use is usually a Mercedes cannula, and it is sufficient enough. The skin, the fat in the arm is quite soft. We do not need to use more aggressive cannulas, and the pressure is also kept at 300 to 400 millimeter mercury, because pressures more than that tend to cause skin to go towards the cannula, and then we can cause some deformities. So I usually do avoid using too much excessive negative pressure onto the liposuction cannula. Then next, I move to creating the groove between the deltoid and the triceps, which is quite easy if you've done the Vaser quite properly, because the fat just comes out. Just takes about 20 to 30 seconds of rapid movements in the deltoid and triceps groove, and we get a nice groove there. Sometimes it is necessary to debull the fat over deltoid and triceps to create a negative space. We do not want a sharp groove over there because then it looks artificial. We want a subtle groove, and then we do some liposuction anteriorly as well after doing Vaser. And finally, I do infiltrate the space with 50 ml of NS containing around 1.5 grams of tranexamic acid, and this is about per arm. This is followed by skin closure, and I close the proximal arm incisions, that is in the anterior and posterior axillary fold.
Thank you for watching this video. If you have any more questions, you can mention them in the comment section below, and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.